be on the Villager, but I wonder how this is going to work in this matchup where you have the minecart trying to impede
and then
some of those resources.
Something else to take into consideration, you've got Javi. They can pocket a Minecraft. They can also reflect a Minecraft with roto arms. So there's going to be a lot to keep up with.
Oh, that is a lot. So one thing that we're probably going to have to pay a lot of attention to is how one of the Steves is going to frontline and try and combo break using Rob, obviously big body.
I was about to say, which one is Acola? I believe Acola is going to be running the dots, so he has more iron already.
Yes, so he...
Oh no, Javi's in trouble.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, the one thing that I want to see is how they use one Steve as a frontliner who's just comboing, and the other one is sitting in the back farming up resources. Now
and they trade. You see them trade like that. Like, you see one start to get lower on resources, and the other one switches to frontline. They're really fluid.
Yeah, and the one thing that's very scary about the two of them is how they're using the wall to just basically create a permanent way where you have to jump, it intercepts the platform. And Javi's already down a stock.
Yeah, he got caught by the anvil. I think the other one has full stone. We got Alex with the diamonds.
Yeah, well, I think they both have diamond now. It's just those aerials, once they come out, are
There's also a Minecraft in pocket. Oh, that almost landed into Anathema's back air.
Yeah, the back air lingering for Anathema. It's been such a good tool to see these Robs just hanging at the ledge.
Anathema's trying to save Javi, too. Oh, no, getting caught by the anvil. Are they both almost out of resources, or is that stone? I'm sorry.
So you have Acola with a ton of stone, and Onin just has basically
so it is stone.
Okay. Iron. Yeah. So.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, Anathema could get back.
Yeah. So at this point, you have to start looking for more resources if you are Onin, and there's going to be ways to find it. You can see it's just passively getting these resources, but.
Oh, good catch there by Javi with that back air. There's so much stone between these two.
The one thing I really want to see is how the Steves start incorporating the gyro from the Rob, where if they can get a hold of Anathema's gyro, it's just basically
I don't even think they're paying it any mind. I believe that was the Steve. Acola had like an opportunity at it right now and just chose to ignore it. They're focusing on consistently mining instead.
What's really interesting to me is how, can they make that?
This is, okay. Oh, that's good. That's actually really good with
the back throw.
That untechable back throw, that's so, like, out of the... Oh, no, double diamond back air. Everything's devolving into chaos real quick.
The strength of that back air, taking out two people at once, is a testament to how strong the Steve tools are. As you progressively get more and more resources, but Onin still holding on to that stock for dear life, 73%, and just trying to push Anathema into the corner.
You saw Acola had to stop his string because he was taking Javi to the roof, and then because Onin got sent over, good bowling ball.
You know what the scary thing is? I almost thought the minecart would beat the bowling ball at this point.
I mean, they're both made at it. Oh, that back air was so close.
And now, look at it again. You just see Acola going high, consistently trying to stop Javi.
We've been paying attention to the Steves the whole time, but we got to bring into consideration. Anathema and Javi have brought this. It's like an even game. Granted, Onin's still probably the healthiest one, but it's right there.
Oh
no.
But that's part of this matchup.
That right on cue, the commentary curse.
So explosive.
Once
the Steves are able to find their footing, you can see they were able to stall out.
If they don't kill you, they also spook you into death.
Yeah, I was going to say, they held Anathema under the stage, and basically he ran out of gas and then fell to his death. And eventually, Javi has to come back to the stage at some point because they have the wall deterring him from jumping over there.
Yes.
Right into the up smash, and even at those mid to high percents, there's no way you're surviving that up smash.
Not just that, the other Steve may be in the neighborhood. And they can, if the first one can't close out the combo, the second one can.
Yeah, but now I'm wondering, do you take them to a different stage? Like, you know that these stages do impact how the Steves get resources. So with PS2, I believe
they went just running it back.
Yeah, just run it back. Like, don't even worry about bans at this point. But
oh boy, Anathema finding himself in danger though already. But gyro in hand.
It's interesting to see how Onin is basically pincering one of the two, whether it's Anathema or Javi, in between Acola and himself. And
here we go. Going for the full ride.
All the way off the side, Anathema just taking the first stock away from Onin.
That block disappeared right at that moment because I think that was that untechable throw situation.
Man, look at how...
Oh no.
something has changed with the way that Javi and Anathema are playing this. They're much more aggressive and trying to basically push them off stage and get that rotor arm combo or the villager back air to take out either Steve.
I think Javi's more focused on playing now the full role of like the pest, stock tank pest, where he's going to play ledge but help right on a moment's notice.
Well, unfortunately, Anathema dropping their first stock there, and acola
making it right back up though.
So Anathema just taking out acola at 131, but Diamond is online for both of the Steves if they do want it.
Javi also has his axe.
Back up to the stage. Onin really trying to just deter any way that they can get in.
Good dodge there by Javi. And on the other side, you got acola cornering Anathema. Good laser.
See, the thing that you always wonder about is...
Oh, Diamond back air.
Yeah, Diamond back air. You are so close to dying at any of these interactions. Bro, guy, it's so terrifying when they have these diamond pickaxes and they have
good
resources.
catch there from Javi. That back air sealing out. It was wait, the shapes. That's Onin.
That's Onin. Yep. So Onin got called out really well by Javi.
Yes.
You know what I almost think the key difference is they're just playing 2 one-on-ones.
Yeah, no, there really hasn't been too many like team strings. They've, if anything. Oh my goodness, acola just sealing out Javi. Javi was the healthy person.
But Javi immediately turning around with the bowling ball in neutral and takes out acola.
We got the minecart in pocket. Not able to get too much out of that up throw.
I know the percents are misleading, but I am so afraid if you are Anathema right now because any strong hit.
Anathema still has an extra stock though.
Whoa. Stopped by the Javi Nair.
We underestimating the value of Villager Nair. It went through the up smash, and then as that was happening, Onin got eliminated.
Yeah, and now acola finds himself in a
ball
1-3 stock deficit, but no more. Javi and Anathema clean it up.
So, like you said, this seemed like that game focused more on one-on-ones, but the key difference is there was a lot more situations that instead of them focusing on being able to build, Javi, I think, he kept kind of like squeezing the stage a little bit more, and it was kind of more like pincer with them rather than the Steves pincering.
I mean, the thing that you want to see from these two is separating the Steves. I think when they both are able to set up that wall of defense using the dirt blocks.
And they can rotate with their mining, have their full resources on deck or full stone resources on deck. But not this time, like it devolving into one-on-ones, they didn't get to do anything.
I thought we almost saw a Kazuya come out, and I was about to really be confused with what acola is going to be doing. But sticking to the tried and true, double Steve, but don't know if we had any stage change that could change how they're pulling their resources through this matchup. But
I mean,
yeah, Smashville, so a little more wood coming out of this matchup, so have to be a little more concerned.
So forgive my ignorance, haven't commentated in ages. Stage changes up the items, changes up the material.
Correct, so it changes the pattern at which the Steve
good turnips
pulling out their resources.
Got it, got it.
Also, depending on some stages, it will change the tool that Steve uses to pull up those resources. So
okay. In the meantime, though, we've got it's devolved back into one-on-ones again. Okay, now they're back together. They're going to try and build. We've got the Tetra.
I mean, look at how they're boxing out right now between Anathema and Javi.
Anathema has to work so hard just to get back to Javi. My goodness.
Yeah, I think the stage is just not doing Rob any favors having to go high.
They're able to build, and now they're rotating. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. They got so much stuff.
Yeah, you have to commit so many resources to try and break through the
both of them? Okay, Javi lived, but still, what's more time for mining? Onin has everything.
Oh
my
gosh. Anvil falling off the plot, taking out Javi.
Javi tried to come right back down with that revenge ball, but it wasn't enough. And Onin almost got the cancels trying to get more damage out of that up smash.
The way that
oh no. Oh my gosh, acola was ready on the pickup if Onin wasn't. This is a mess, this game.
Now, one thing you want to see, acola did lose their stock, but they have a diamond in the pocket, so they can just come off the platform with a diamond already.
That was an incredible recovery by Onin. I didn't know that you got a little bit of like momentum when you stalled with the block lay. That was cool.
getting caught by the anvil on the down throw. And acola just using the hitboxes to...
Javi living in a nightmare. Both the Steves are building blocks off stage trying to hunt him down that minute ago. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what I'm trying to look for in any of these matches right now. You have to try and...
Good nair to cancel out that up smash, but not that one.
Yeah, trying to figure out.
This was a slaughter. This is Smashville, the slaughterhouse. Like the most frightening Halloween situation ever for Anathema. Jeez.
Man, the combo into the F smash and out.
I didn't know that Minecraft upgraded to the Halloween edition right on this moment.
Yeah, I mean...
That was a horror film. Good God, Game 3.
They played it in a very surgical manner. I think going to a smaller stage really just opened up the game in a funny enough fashion for the two Steves. You have a way to just constantly build up the wall. You have to commit your resources to try and go through and break those barriers set by acola and Onin.
They had their way that game. And it wasn't like after even if they weren't getting their resources, they were picking up on each other's leftovers. If one couldn't finish it, the other one was Johnny on the spot to finish off a combo, finish off a stock.
Well, the one thing that was really interesting to see is how over the course of the games, from Game 1 to Game 3, you see how well acola and Onin eventually just started handing off to each other and getting really quick chip shot kills. You would see, I think, Anathema dying at like 110, 100.
Not Rob stocks.
And you know, it's Smashville. It is obviously a smaller stage, but the way they were pincering between the two of them, it just forced early deaths.
You had, and then Javi, poor Javi, he got caught off stage with the Steves trying to build everything in front of him, swinging the forward smashes. It was an obstacle. It was almost a bullet hell trying to get back.
Unfortunately, a slingshot isn't really going to do too much to impede the progress of the minecart, right? So we didn't
see too many. I mean, we saw there were a couple pockets of the minecart, but it really didn't come into play that much.
No, and I think that's one of the little underrated aspects is that we didn't see much use of maybe the tree as a deterrent to be like, fine.
The tree showed up a lot more in Game 2.
Correct.
And that was the game that they took.
Yeah. So
there was a lot more axe play. There was a lot more Javi being able to get his setups. And Anathema wasn't getting forced into horrible situations over and over again. That Game 3 was just welcome to die from the word go.
Yeah, and it's just the stage did them no favors with how
Not at all.
Rob and Villager are going to try and get in and advance their gameplay.
They held that center platform. They basically played house with that center platform because if they weren't building around it, they were just maintaining it. The stage was theirs from the word go.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one of the things that we got to see is who's coming up next. I think I see Zomba behind us, so another Rob possibly coming up.
Woo!
But the question is, who did Zomba pair with?
Goblin. It's Gamba or Zomblin.
So Roy and Rob, I do like the idea of that team because you can have so many good handoffs with Roy's throws.
Plus, you've got Roy just as a general aggressor. Rob can basically adapt to whatever he needs to do in that moment.
Well, if you send them up, it's just cannon fodder for Rob at that point. If Roy's able to send them up using some of the falling up airs or any of those
Not to
other
mention
tools,
Rob down tilt into Roy smashes.
There's a lot of ways to set up very quick kills for Roy and Rob in the same team.
But who are the opponents?
I can't tell off the top of my head. We're still waiting for the cue to see exactly who's coming on.
Well, it's Blacktwins.
So Pichu, or I believe, right?
Blacktwins, an old brawlhead. I remember him from way back when. Originally Lucas Boy, then he became Ice Climber, and now, you know, I haven't been in the scene in ages. I showed up here to ruin a couple days, and I got pulled in off the street, and now I'm, you know, reunited with some old faces. Now Blacktwins is back. I fully expect, you know, something out of left field because, you know, it could be Mario. I know he has a Mario. I don't know if he picked up any of the DLC. I don't know who his teammate is.
So I know they're from Canada, correct? And I believe
the chat might be able to help us out on this one. Probably just.
I do believe Blacktwins plays Pichu, but we'll know regardless. We have Zomba and Goblin. Our next match of this doubles top 16 with, I mean, we already know the tried and true, Roy and Rob. Oh, I think that's Grape. Okay.
Oh, Grape?
Grape, yes, a very, very talented snake from Canada.
Is it Grape because of the Grape purple sweater? Because that's an awesome sweater.
No.
All
remember
right, so
them from
I did
MomoCon.
see some DLC out of Blacktwins. We're getting Pithra.
Yeah, and this does make sense. This is, a Pichu with a new coat of paint. A lot of ways to get some early kill pressure.
Goblin? Okay, no, I got confused for a second.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say for was that you have to manage in this matchup is how you can contain Zomba, because we know Goblin is going to have to go in. And right now, they're kind of just playing 2 one-on-ones right now where Grape is in the corner setting up these explosive traps.
This is definitely what Goblin would want, though. Goblin has plenty of snake experience here in Florida, back with like Vinny G and everything. So if he's not going to one-on-one, he's going to just play mild support to the back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that is... Knowing that this is the snake ledge trap, you don't really want to have to try and get around a lot of these explosive like C4 and some of these grenades, but Zomba already losing a stock to Blacktwins.
And now Snake getting to sit back, shooting a couple Nikitas. This is what Blacktwins and Grape would want.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you do have to play this matchup where you kind of bully
Goblin. Oh, good recovery there.
Keep trying to find
Good
some way
tech
to get...
situation. Zomba is hunting for a kill. Not getting... This could be a death.
Yeah,
Oh, no. The death he didn't want.
Yeah, but I mean, Pyro just packs so much of a punch. You have to be careful.
Great stuff there from Blacktwins, like making up for that kill on his own teammate. And living that, but now he's in trouble. How in the world can Grape help it? You're Snake. And that's understandable.
Yeah, unfortunately with there, the only option you have, I guess, is a Nikita. You can't really run off and use any option to just knock Blacktwins out of that.
Goblin is in a sandwich situation. It is awful.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a ton going on with Grape just dropping tons of grenades, trying to find ways
the last
to
hit of Roto Arms, but now Grape going to go high. Look out!
Ooh. Have to find creative ways to get back to stage, and that's...
Grape ruined himself.
Yeah, Grape with the unfortunate SD there, but Snake up tilt still not going to take out...
Nah, he only clipped. He didn't get all of it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I do like how Blacktwins is playing around the edge, trying to abuse the recovery of 2 of these characters that can have some trouble recovering and maybe telegraph their routes a little bit.
All right, this is... Wow.
Now...
Oh, no, oh, no. You got nothing. You got nothing. You're dead.
Yeah, Blacktwins getting sniped out by the gyro.
Good back air there, realizing that, down air is not going to be the call there. That was amazing from Zomba. Here comes the pain.
Oh, my God. The juggle potential from these 2, something that you cannot understate.
Did you see how Goblin shielded the initial part of that to get that extra frame of stall?
Yeah, and I think one thing they did very well is they were able to force Blacktwins into one route of recovery. We know that Pyra is going to go up, doesn't have a very good horizontal recovery, goes pretty high vertically. So if you're able to pin them to one spot of the stage, it's pretty easy to send them down with that spike.
At the same time, I mean, Grape had the unfortunate SD on his recovery. When things were going well for them, they were getting a lot of grenade trades. There was a lot more. It was like they were playing with more chaos on the stage.
Yeah, I think one of the things that they can do better right now is almost don't fall for the bait of immediately chase Goblin. And
Snake's got to stay on the ground.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to immediately let... you can't let Anathema just free charge gyros. And
that's
then,
Zomba.
I'm sorry, Zomba.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I got Rob on the brain.
Hey, Rob's everywhere. Meanwhile, though, we got... Oh, boy. If that would have sweet spotted, Blacktwins just getting back.
Yeah, but now this is where you have to try and make as much out of the positive situations that you get in neutral.
You see everyone's just kind of like taking turns. One person's hitting, the next person's up.
Yeah,
Blacktwins having a lot of trouble with the gyro, just handling it. There we go.
I mean, one thing I will say I do like seeing from Blacktwins is how they're just exploiting small neutral wins and trying to set up the Snake player or Grape.
Oh,
no! Risky
no!
switch to Pyra and ultimately loses the stock.
Just got stuck in that after getting popped up. Zomba was in the neighborhood. Oh, no. Helping friend. Help friend.
I will say Grape has had pretty good conversions off of rogue explosions.
Was that a forward smash? I really like how Blacktwins was playing that ledge trap. He doesn't have it now.
And now if you're Goblin, you have to start respecting the close quarter options from Snake, or you just get dash attacked by Pyra and the stock goes away
Sometimes
entirely.
you just got to explode.
Trying to find
Oh no, that was a great down tilt down smash there. Good pickup from Zomba.
Wow, Blacktwins been using him pretty.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Fly, Blacktwins!
No, and Blacktwins there, yeah, loses the stock.
That's the duality of Pyra Mithra. They're great, you get them off stage. They're not so great anymore.
Zomba's been doing a pretty good job of exploiting that recovery, knowing that you have one route to go on either character. It's either that down smash.
Goblin got there and saved the day at the last moment because that was definitely going to be a dead Zomba. He was in the goop.
See, now you're starting to see that Goblin doesn't really want to interfere with.
Blacktwins got handled off stage again, and there goes Grape right after that. Blacktwins versus 3 stocks. Good luck.
Yeah, I was just about to say, but Blacktwins has been getting constantly bullied by Raba off stage. It's
Zomba's on a roll. Like anytime Zomba has seen Blacktwins off stage, it's playtime. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Yup. No way that you can make it back.
Yep. And if you get past Zomba, say hello to Goblin, man.
Man, that is airtight coverage at the ledge from the two of them.
Very good stuff. That was, I mean, because there were definitely moments where Grape and Blacktwins, they got it going. They had leads at moments. The moment they got a hold of Blacktwins, put him off stage, Zomba collected so many stocks that way. I could, like, at least 4 or 5 of them in that set.
Yeah, one of the bigger aspects, I think, of this matchup that kind of didn't really hit as well as it should have was the combo pieces into Snake, where Grape had a solid time setting up a pretty good, fundamentally solid trap. You had grenades on the ground. You would have C4 in another location, so you have to keep track of what resources Grape has at any given moment. But
I feel like they just kind of abandoned Grape and went after Blacktwins.
Correct. And I was going to say, they didn't have to worry about that. You can just go after the person with the weakest recovery and immediately force Blacktwins off stage, and losing stocks at sub 30%.
Plus, it also makes Grape uncomfortable because now he has to try and go in and save Blacktwins, and Snake isn't necessarily a character built to save.
Yeah, there are maybe some weird niche interactions, like you can try a falling up air or something.
But then, as Snake, you're putting yourself in the worst spot, and it's like programmed into Snake at that point. I need to do my Snake stuff. I'm so sorry, partner.
Yeah, I mean, I did like how Grape was actually using some of his explosive networks at the ledge. He would use the mortar, have the grenades on the platform.
The moments that they were able to get set up, and that's when they were in the lead and doing everything that they could do. They were handling business. The moment the other one got back on the stage, though, whether it be Zomba or Goblin, they started to break up what Snake was doing. That made that uncomfortable, and then eventually it rolled over to Blacktwins.
Yeah, a lot of it looked like they were just able to kind of set up what they were most comfortable with. They were able to roll through and finally get something started at the start of every game. But once Blacktwins was sent off stage, it's generally just you have Goblin just throwing them off stage, and then finally Zomba's like, all right, this is the easy interception.
I've come to collect. It's tax day.
Yeah, death and taxes, I mean, can't avoid it, or rob side B when you're off stage.
It wasn't even side B half the time. It was just like, stray, you're off stage. Where's your resources? Stray, die.
Yeah, I mean, there is very little that they were able to do in the way of trying to find a unique recovery route, but hoping the season continues. Yes, I think we
was that winners?
Probably. I mean, we see them just kind of staying up there right now, so that probably will be our next match that we commentate, another Zomba and Goblin set. But
all right.
I do think one thing I would like to see a little bit more out of the two of them is how they are able to push the angle using Rob throws or Roy throws to try and set up.
There weren't too many throw pickups or things like that, but with two such strong one-on-one players, having it devolve into 2 separate one-on-ones, they think they could probably win it that way. And then if they can get to the 2-on-1, we just saw what they can do in the 2-on-1. So they might just try and play 2 separate matches in a doubles match.
Right, and I mean, with 2 independently strong players, it's hard to deny what they can do when they finally do get you in the one-on-one. But you do also have to take into account that because they are so independently strong, if they're able to sync up and basically dogpile one
that's what
target,
happened at the end of that match. That's exactly what happened at the end of that match because poor Blacktwins, he was up against it.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm kind of looking to see is basically, even if it's just Zomba standing to the back of Goblin, you have Goblin in ping-ponging between the two, and Zomba basically keeping an eye on the second target on the second half of the stage, saying, okay, if you want to go in, you have to break through Rob.
And you better be able to handle gyro, too. There was just a lot of incidental damage trying to pick up the thing. I mean, we are at that point where, you know, skid cancel pickup, you should be able to handle it. You need to be able to help your teammate quickly. So taking that little chip damage, it's not just damage, it's also stopping you. It's halting you from getting there. And that's just that's an extra second or two of being stuck in a 2-on-1. That could make the difference right there, just having your partner die.
And I think another part of it that we need to look at is having the discipline not to just immediately throw the gyro. I think that's kind of one of the hallmarks you see of players.
Unless you're throwing it up.
Correct.
You're throwing it up.
You'll see players who maybe aren't as experienced or a little bit jittery when it comes to item play.
If your item play isn't strong, the best thing you can do is either throw it up or throw it away from the stage. Because the longer it's on the screen, the longer they don't have it, that's one less resource to worry about.
But one resource you should be worrying about is the legendary Super Major that's coming back to New Jersey.
What a
Apex
transition.
2022. You can register now at start.gg/Apex this November 18th to 20th at the Meadowlands Center in New Jersey. As a former New Jersey resident, it's a beautiful convention center.
Isn't that near Are You Hungry?
Kinda. That's more like
I know it's like more New Brunswick, Rutgers.
Yeah,
because I was going to say, you can get yourself an Apex badge and a fat sandwich, and you'll have a great time.
Yeah, no shortage of good tournaments in the New Jersey area with Collision in the near future and Apex, but especially make sure you go to Apex this year. The legendary Super Major finally does come back to New Jersey.
Back from the depths.
Yeah, might even go back home and try and go to this event.
Hey. And you know, we're making big moves earlier in the year. Now we're making big moves in Miami. We've advanced to Big Moves 2023, the New Year tournament, New York Hotel, January 6th to the 8th.
Yeah, the New Yorker is a beautiful hotel in Manhattan, 24-hour venue. So register now and use the code
$10 off.
Yeah, $10 off for this weekend only. So make sure you go to smash.gg/
and get it
LMBM.
Get in there early too, because right now special hotel rates, $95 a day. Personally, the hotel I booked away from the venue, if it wasn't for points, I would have been dropping $300 a day. So those hotel rates, love them when you can get them. Get in there fast. That's gonna fill up quick, especially with how big that tournament's gonna be. Get in there quickly.
We got the Panda Cup finale this December 15th through 18th in downtown Los Angeles. You can register for free at start.gg/Panda Cup finale. Top players from around the world. It's not just the best players in the United States. It's the top players from Europe, Japan.
All the faces are going to be there. Like you just said, Europe. We're going to see France in action. You could be seeing Bloom. You could be seeing Gluto. Anybody and everybody. If you're someone, be there. Plus, you can get some pistachios. Pistachios running the last chance qualifier. Get you back, power up with those pistachios.
Yeah, a little protein before the last chance qualifier. If you want to play against the top talent and make yourself known and cut your teeth with the best players in this game, there's no better tournament to go to, whether it's Ultimate or Melee. Make sure you go to the Panda. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you can like, follow, and subscribe to VGBootCamp. Always helps to make sure you can support.
They've been around forever. They've been around longer than, well, they've been around as long as I have, if not longer. And I've been around since 08. These guys have been to help so many tournaments. Help them out. Subscribe, follow, get in there. You could get some cool emojis.
Yeah, you get some nice little emotes like a jab lock. You got the JV and so many great little emotes coming out from the VG Bootcamp stream. If you could please support with a follow or subscribe, if you got that Twitch Prime, get some cool little emotes out of it, just like you said.
Yeah. That down. I like, jot some notes down with the script one.
And speaking of more New Jersey majors, Collision 2023 in Parsippany at the Sheridan, a legendary tournament series again. Early bird registration ends on Halloween at midnight. So make sure you sign up as soon as you can. This venue, maybe 5 to 10 minutes from my childhood home.
Really?
Yep. So definitely a major that I am looking to
So
go to.
Docs is going to have you on all the food hookups. Hit him up now.
Hey, I got recommendations. Just feel free to ask. We have Melee and Ultimate for this event, so make sure you also follow Collision Series on Twitch. On Smash, on Twitter, you can go to Collision Smash. Make sure you sign up.
All right, so like
I
you
hear Young
figured,
Link.
we got Goblin. We got
Is it Kobe?
oh boy, Kobe MuteAce.
So I'm a Young Link player, so I have a giant soft spot for Kobe.
You're gonna have that. We're gonna have that quick commentary bias. Let's
Nope.
go. Let's go, Kobe.
Look.
Because I'm gonna have the Florida bias. I'm sorry.
They are a phenomenal Young Link player, and when you're playing against Rob, it's so easy for you to get some of these quick combos with your grounded up B. Not just that, using the bomb to kind of mess up Rob gyros is a huge
Good
part of this
pickup
matchup.
from Kobe, and there's MuteAce right there. Goblin going for a ride.
And if you look at how Kobe was starting off these stocks, he's just waiting for something to hit his shield that isn't safe and then immediately converting off of it.
And I love like when Kobe's getting something, MuteAce is right there.
Yeah.
Oh boy, now they're doing it between like Zomba and Goblin. They're doing the same thing. This is a lot more team play out of those two.
Well, now they have. You kind of have to when you are playing against two players that are as seasoned as Kobe and MuteAce. You have to make sure that you can't
Ooh,
let either
good
of them
nair.
pluck their items or set up. I mean, imagine
What are you gonna
MuteAce
do,
with the
Kobe?
snitch.
Everyone's looking. I mean, I'm gonna call him Pink Team. Pink Team looking generally unhealthy right now. Right on cue. Right on cue. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, being a tiny body like Young Link, there is some of that problem where when you do get to the higher percents, you just kind of explode. But again, he has no shortage of kill options.
Speaking of kill options, we can use some kills on blue team. This could be something. Nope.
Good follow-up coming out from MuteAce, but it's just not enough.
Rob, that big boy. Goblin's now out there. All right. Rob getting squished. What do you got, Kobe?
Oh, I was gonna say, the one thing I like seeing right now is how Kobe and MuteAce are taking the stage and just holding it away from Goblin and Zomba. But
Oh, good DI, just DIing to his partner from Zomba, knowing that Goblin had his back.
look, the one thing that I gotta keep seeing is how Kobe knows.
Oh,
not
Roto
to-
arms. Nair. More Nair. Kobe's on the warpath.
Hey, any follow-ups that you get, you have to take. But when you see Kobe not following up on some of these guaranteed Young Link follow-ups, like your grounded spin attack,
Goblin finally dropping his first stock, but Zomba's in a huge pickle right now. Taking, oh,
Bear's coming out.
that back air catching Goblin. Big forward smash. Goblin off stage. MuteAce throwing up to turn up, turning his attention. Kobe dead though.
Yeah, I mean, those up smashes are so powerful. They'll take out Young Link, especially at those higher percents. But definitely taking the kill out there with the arrow to the up B confirmed.
Good job, Goblin. I mean, like, MuteAce had to take some damage to interrupt, kept Kobe alive.
Yeah, now MuteAce has to find a way to just at least keep the stock. Of course,
Right
it's my
on cue.
fault.
That's what we're here for. We're here to call your action and curse the players.
Yep, falling up air to try and send.
That's trouble for Goblin. No, Goblin's okay. Goblin's okay.
Yeah, now I want to see how Kobe is able to just kind of bully Zomba. This is such a favorable matchup for Young Link.
Well,
Just keep bullying the Rob.
Something that was happening earlier in the set that we're not seeing too much more. Anytime Kobe was getting those up Bs, once the pop-up would happen, MuteAce would be right there to eat something up. We're not seeing that too much anymore. There's been a lot more breakdown with blue team just stopping that from happening.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Good catch there with the Nair into the other Nair.
And again, oof, Kobe just pinned to his shield.
I was like, watch your back, Goblin. MuteAce is coming. MuteAce needs help. MuteAce needs help. Okay.
Wow, what a conversion coming out from Kobe.
Zomba got served up on an umbrella. Zomba got served up on the umbrella. Kobe coming over the top with that forward air.
Yeah.
Here we go. Good DI there, but now you're off stage.
Look, have to be careful if you are Kobe right now. Any hit from Roy can take you out. Trying to find any opening that they can. Kobe fucking bomb.
Is that Stitch? No, that's Winky Face. Winky Face.
Yep, no, just trying to find any open.
Uh-oh. Good interrupt there with that Nair. I was going to say, why aren't we seeing... this is going to eventually devolve into projectiles as long as they're still alive. Because Goblin, even though it's a 2-on-1, he's still the healthier character out of all of them. He's only like one whack away. Nair. Oh, boy. Good Nair. That should be... Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay.
No, that's okay. He got the hit that he needed. But one thing I was going to say is that you hit on it. I was trying to bring that point up, but Kobe will not follow up off of guaranteed hits to just let MuteAce get the hit to send them off stage and go back to immediately focusing on whatever target is on stage for the 2-on.
Yes. So game 1 to Mute and Kobe. It didn't start out looking that way, but they really brought it back together.
No, they've been doing a really good job holding composure and finding ways to keep parsing down damage and not letting Young Link play an unfavorable matchup versus the Roy.
Yes. All right, running it back to PS2.
And now this is the one scenario you don't want. You don't want Kobe to have to try and play against Goblin.
Yeah, they got the one-on-ones that they want from like, and they got the pairs that they want. Uh-oh.
One of Nair, can't use these uppies with Nair on shield.
They switched the one-on-ones again. MuteAce hasn't been able to interact with Kobe in ages.
And I think that's the biggest win condition that you can see for Zomba and Goblin, that the teamwork from Kobe and MuteAce.
Oh, Dancing Blade.
And Goblin hasn't been touched yet.
Goblin's just wondering, have you guys started playing? I'm here doing my thing. We are 45 seconds in. There we go.
Well, I mean, the one thing you keep seeing is Kobe is trying to set up some of these traps using the bombs.
Arrows, something.
Yeah.
You're not be able to get going because Goblin's running around.
Well, that's part of it. It's you can't find any room with Goblin suffocating.
Gyro just hit everybody.
Yeah, have to find a way to slow down, but not enough to take out Zomba just yet from MuteAce.
Okay, Zomba getting launched over there by Kobe. They're going to try and focus the 2-on-1. What's your punish? Okay, forward air. Oh, no. Oh, that arrow leading into both of them getting hit by the up B. And good catch there from Zomba. My goodness.
Fair coming in.
Not going to be enough. Rob is large.
Yeah, despite the big body.
Oh, okay. You know what? We kill our friends. If no one's going to kill you, I will. All that time that Goblin was being talked up as not getting hit, he's the first to die on his team.
Yeah, I mean, those hitboxes and the scoops from Rob are just very hard to avoid when you're getting blundered by Peach, but Kobe in a really
That's it for Mute. Now Kobe's doing his best to hold on to his stock.
Trying to find any way to get an opening, but
the laser missing everything. Wow, Gyro going right over Roy and hitting Kobe. And it's devolving into the one-on-ones again. Oh, yeah. Goblin moving over for the 2-on-1.
Trying to find any way that they can to start an opening, but
air.
Kobe just retreating too far to the corner.
Oh my goodness, that should be it. Yeah. Oh, the umbrella came through.
And now Kobe, you gotta get back to the corner and help MuteAce out of the situation. 96%.
Yep. Kobe's got to start throwing himself around. Unfortunately, like he's probably not going to want to do that because that's not what Yinlink does, but he has to at this point.
Hold on, there might be a nice little setup coming out from the corner.
Kobe has no resources. He's got to get back on. Oh, back air. Roto arms. Cat's going to catch.
Taken early, and now
back to the wall, MuteAce.
Yeah, MuteAce versus 1-4 right now. It's a huge deficit decline.
Oh, double parry, but not going to come down with that nair. What do? Where's your landing?
Wait,
did Zomba just fall down?
I think it was an intentional mind game. Peach Bomber missing in neutral, and you can't whiff any of these hits.
Zomba's just casual. I think Zomba's playing so far back to have more like the large laser. Oh, spoke right on that, and the little one came out.
Back air comes out. And
all right, this actually is a little more scary for Roy because obviously you've got the big strings now from Peach, the string possibilities, but you still have to take out Zomba.
Yeah, but...
And it's still under stock for each of them.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they each have a stock in the tank, and... have to find ways to get around these ledge traps from the two of them.
You know what? I respect you still playing this out, because whatever momentum you get out of this, you take this into the next game. Momentum is a real thing.
I mean, it's also just a good APM
He's so
hit.
squirrely. You cannot catch MuteAce.
They're trying to find any way they can to punish that Peach Bomb
Wow!
off the shield.
Oh, the gyro got a hold of Mute. Tombstone pile driver.
And that'll do it. They finally get taken out. But good. MuteAce in good spirits, just kind of laughing it off like, all right.
I mean, Mute has every reason to. It took them a full 90 seconds to 2 minutes to track Mute down. Mm-hmm. And again, it's just, you know, it's an old sports myth, but it's real. Momentum exists. And even in that 2-on-1, being that squirrely, that's gonna be something to watch for Game 3. Because like Goblin had that hot start in this game. Let's see. Mute might have that hot start going into Game 3, seeing how well he was avoiding everything just now.
I like the choice coming out of Small Battlefield from the side of
yes.
Kobe, where you can condense the stage. You kind of give Young Link the ability to just set up and use some of your faster out of shield
But also
options.
more opportunity to help Friend, because like you just said, smaller stage. A lot of the things broke down for them last game because there were moments where it just devolved into the one-on-ones, which is what Goblin and Zomba want.
Yeah, and now you can see Kobe playing a little bit more
reserved.
Exactly, reserved and waiting for everything to come through.
There's the up B. Zomba not able to get anything out of that.
Now trying to wait.
Zomba on the regrab, not getting punished.
Trying to find any way he can to just get at a disadvantage, but.
And it's funny watching Kobe and Goblin fight each other because, I mean, both being from Florida, they have so much history, especially like Central Florida. They would go at it, fight each other so much.
But that's what makes for some of the better games.
Oh no!
Hold on, you can make it back. You can make it back.
No,
not anymore. And MuteAce has just been having so much.
Oh, not again!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's like Roy just escorts them to a garbage disposal.
Yeah, that was one of the bigger success points we saw from Zomba and Goblin earlier, but it's hard to get away from the two of them when
something that was wonderful from Kobe, but Rob is big.
Yeah, it's not heavy enough, but good DI coming out. MuteAce has not been able to bail Kobe out of any of these combos in the entirety of game 2 or 3 now.
Everything I said about that momentum carrying over, they're just proving me wrong.
Well, not just yet. We gotta stock off Zomba, so don't count him out just yet.
Kobe's in trouble though. Zomba followed him down, took away the resources. That's the end.
Yeah, and a good job hovering below MuteAce.
It was such a horrible spot for Kobe.
Yeah, just hovering below him and making sure that you cannot go.
Oh, they sandwiched it. They got a hold of Zomba for a moment, but then interrupted each other. And Goblin, okay, right on cue, Goblin dies, because I was about to say Goblin was the forgotten man. I haven't said something about Goblin in a while.
Yeah, Goblin has just been kind of a consistent factor throughout the course of this game, just causing tons of damage.
Oh no, we're dying to the up B now. We're at 150, so it makes sense, but oh man, this has not been a good time for Pink Team.
Hey, it's been a consistent force of Goblin just messing up combos and forcing, like you said, off stage.
Goblin is playing the role of the pest.
And now trying to find any way to get these combos started.
And there's like Goblin like interrupting that one.
Zomba almost dying to that back air, but even with stage control, it feels like Kobe and Mute just cannot find a way, an avenue to victory right now.
Oh, Kobe's swinging for the fences. Now going after Zomba, but now was that an air?
I think that was a back air, but
whatever it was, it killed. It got the job done. You need to finish off Zomba. But at the same time, you can't focus it. Maybe you get the strays on Goblin. There it is.
Down air's coming out.
This is still in the realm of doable. Good recovery there from Kobe. Kobe making his way to like continue to string on Goblin.
Yeah, trying to just kind of find.
Oh no!
Gotta find a way to bully Goblin and keep him in that shield.
Goblin's sitting back. Goblin's letting Zomba go on a rampage, picking up that dancing blade. Oh gosh.
Hold on, this isn't over just yet.
We need to see some more squirreliness from Mute. You can't catch me.
MuteAce being so elusive that last game, but not avoiding the fair. And Goblin and MuteAce
Is this this is appearing like a best of 5. I don't see them moving.
It very well may be.
It is. We're at that point. All right. So 2-1. Everything continues.
I did like that stage choice coming out from.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Is that it?
It is over. All right, then. So Goblin Zomba taking the dub.
Hey, I mean, good wins coming out from the both of them. It's a huge turnaround we saw from game 1 with the two of them.
Yes. They really didn't let them pick up any of the strings. Like, game 1 was won on the strength of team synergy and combos. And Zomba and Goblin said, enough of this. We're going to grind you. We're going to separate you. And anytime you think you've got something, Goblin's going to be there to interrupt you.
Yeah, and the other thing that kind of just stopped working in their favor was they couldn't jailbreak Kobe at all. When he started to get off stage,
Zomba was on it. Zomba was on him all over the place when it came to offstage. Best example was just Zomba, like Kobe got knocked off stage, tried to sail down. Zomba immediately went as low as possible.
Yeah,
it was rough.
It's not just that, it's how he was able to box out MuteAce and kind of keep him under wraps so he cannot reset Young Link's recovery. You don't have some of the best horizontal drifts, so it's hard for him to try and get back to the stage. When Roy throws him off, Zomba intercepts, so now you don't have time to pluck a bomb and go low, so you have to try and up B back up. But if MuteAce can't help reset that trap, then
goodbye.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you saw it on the you saw it on the screen. You get results that way.
Yeah, you lose a lot. You lose a lot of momentum very quickly, but can't stop in top 16 yet. We have more coming through, I believe. Get out of here. Can't see exactly who we got coming up just yet, but
I need a commentator. Hold on.
Oh, not a problem. But we should have some more great top 16 action coming in for you guys later today. But
yes. I think I'm actually getting pulled.
Oh.
Hold on one moment. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem at all.
Back for a moment. Just
All
because friends want to go eat things, and I am the car driver. That's why I'm like, all right.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. But I can't see exactly who we got behind us right now, but I'm assuming we have more winner side of this top 16 coming through, unless we've already made our way completely through.
Yeah, things are going pretty quickly. Like, none of the games dragged. Everything was octane. It was fun. It was a lot of fun in this top 16 so far.
Yeah, a lot of these games have just been great demonstrations from high-level players. We have Onin, acola, Goblin. We have
Anathema Javi.
Yeah.
They're sitting around and they got sent to losers. Yeah, they got sent to losers because of that game 3 slaughter. But that's something you don't want to see in losers is Anathema Javi.
No, and I don't think you really want to see Kobe and MuteAce either in losers with how fluid they
Losers is a Shark Tank. Losers is appropriate for Let's Make Lose Miami. You're down in the Florida heat. You've got the sea life. And, at any given moment, something happens to you, and then you're knocked out of the tournament.
No, I mean, one of the things that we got to just kind of keep going through is making sure that you have everything planned for your stage of the bracket. It's once you're in this point, you can't be phased by who you're playing. You have to just commit to your game
Everyone's
plan.
At this point, they're just a name. Don't let them have name value over you. You need to take them out. Just if you want to win the tournament, beat everybody. Simple as that.
Now, I think we're still just waiting to hear who we have coming up next in terms of our bracket. But so, how far have you been coming out to these events in Florida?
I haven't gone to anything in ages.
Oh,
I'll show up at my local once in a blue moon. I'm a working man at this point. Can't really do much about that.
I have empathy with you, man. I'm in the same boat, but
so it's been a pleasure being able to actually get back out and see so many faces I haven't seen in ages, And then, I mean, lo and behold, getting pulled into commentary. Granted, everyone behind me they're gonna probably want to strangle me because they're like, we want to go drink and have a good time. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I did not expect this. And I'm still having a grand time.
Yeah,
this has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a very fun experience. I mean, we got to get everything all set up and kind of just rolling through it right now. But kind of excited to see who we have coming up next. I know we have Ned and a couple other players still in the bracket. I think I see Aaron jumping up there.
I didn't even know he was here. I mean, granted, he fully expected Florida boy, but still, I haven't seen him at any point, and I'm usually hovering around all the places while I'm at the venue. So,
I mean, the question is, who does Aaron even want to play in doubles? Are we looking at Diddy Hong? Are we looking at Rob? You know, both characters have their own inherent strengths in doubles. You have ways that you are able to kind of enhance your own win condition, whether it's playing around the banana or playing around gyro. Tons of ways to improve and kind of continue upon your own advantage state.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I lost
okay.
my focus for just a second. But thank you so much. Hey, I have to abandon Docs at just this moment because, again, you know, my car finally got a hold of me. But it's been a pleasure. I think they're hopping right into it. Signing off for now. All right, I'm on this side. Hey, get him. Sorry about that. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Skinny, right?
Fire Tag Team, yes, I am here. I'm
Hey.
back.
Welcome back, Skinny. So we have Aaron on deck. I believe he's bringing up the D, but I can't recognize the other two players. So it's MPG and ApolloKage.
Aaron Kiki's a hard duo, actually. And I was saying earlier, I really like commentating Snake in doubles and watching Snake in doubles in general. So I hear Snake somewhere. I'm very excited for that,
You
too.
missed an earlier set. We had Blacktwins and Grape on earlier.
Ooh, yeah.
But unfortunately, they kind of fell apart to this type of strategy where Blacktwins was on the Aegis and kind of got continually bullied off stage.
Right.
And you don't really have many options to save their life off stage when you have a very linear recovery.
All right, yeah. Ooh. Exciting to see Aaron and Kiki together. I actually didn't know they were teaming until just now. Not doing double Diddy, which is not surprising to me. I feel like it's better to have that sort of dichotomy there, and the Pyramithra from Aaron be interesting to see as well.
I mean, I always have a soft spot for Mega Man, so seeing MPG come out from the tri-state area and make it this far into the bracket. It's interesting. You mentioned Snake as one of your soft spots in doubles. How do you think Mega Man can play around him in this type of environment?
Well, I think they're both just really good at setting up a lot of just kind of stage hazards, for lack of a better term. Snake obviously has so many options with the grenade and the C4. Mega Man, he's got all of his different projectiles. They're going to play kind of like a distance game here, I think, where Snake can kind of just sort of stay in one spot, and then Mega Man can kind of roam around and throw out what he has, you know.
Yeah, I really like how you have MPG staying in the front, using the leaf shield, using the lemons to deter, and you have Kage setting up a trap network in the back where even if you try to break through MPG, you have a whole literal minefield to try and get through.
Right, yeah. It's really kind of a bullet hell for Aaron and Kiki to play through. It's going to be really interesting to see how they get around that. I think Pyramithra generally does pretty well against Snake, so that'll be kind of to Aaron's benefit. See how he can interact with ApolloKage.
Kage almost took out Kiki there with a small up air, so have to be a little bit more respectful of some of these quicker Snake options coming out.
Yeah, Snake, fantastic character in a distance sense, but that CQC is insane as well. Aaron losing the first stock of the game here.
Now, I feel like we haven't been seeing much banana play right now. It's almost like they haven't had time to get that out of the Skinny, where if we could see some more banana play that could try and intercept on Kage, you might see stocks end a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it just feels like Kiki really hasn't had a lot of time to breathe and actually set that up with just so much going on around him. I mean, we talk about how chaotic doubles is, and especially with that Snake Mega Man team. It's like you don't have a second to think, really. Another solid setup there.
I can't tell if that was an F throw or a dash attack into the mortar, but that was, like you said, beautiful setup. I like how MPG is almost using the air shooter up air to try and push them into some Snake shenanigans, whether it's landing into a mortar or something else.
Yeah, It's really interesting the way that they hit into each other so consistently, and like they have their setups with their own little projectiles, and the way that they are combining those to take stocks has been fantastic. Another one being lost by Aaron there. Mega Man.
This is a pretty commanding lead that we have coming on the side of MPG and Kage. 5 stocks on the board, and MPG is still sitting just shy of 100% right now at 102.
Yeah, I feel like I had Morpheus on here earlier during pools, and I feel like Mega Man is a really solid like stock tank here. Of course, as I'm saying that, loses one, but does trade with Kiki there, and that puts MPG and ApolloKage in another really good position here. Stock a piece ahead for both of them.
You know, one thing I like that I'm seeing coming out of Kiki is they are holding MPG in the air and trying to force him to try and land. They have great innate juggling power between the Aegis and the Diddy. I want to see more punishment when they're in the air.
Yeah, I completely agree, actually. That there's been kind of the one aspect where they're really missing out, and I feel like if that could just be tweaked a little bit, I think that would take them very far.
Now we got Kage with tons of rage right now. You have to start respecting that, especially with these grenade spikes, mortars, threatening Aaron at the ledge.
Yeah, even that up tilt too. You know, Snake has so many good tools in his arsenal. And he's kind of free right now to just sit back and use them at will. Hits Aaron there, doesn't quite get the kill, but Aaron has to make it back through a minefield of Snake's own, but great up air from Aaron.
The Shoryu coming out from MPG to take out Kiki, so now
on the other side of the stage. Ooh! I think, yeah, MPG just went down. Maybe a little distraction tactic there, and Aaron gets himself up tilted.
You kind of foreshadowed it pretty well with the with up tilt. You
oh, yeah, I did call it.
Concrete in his shoes.
Yeah.
Just launches at that.
And somehow does it so quickly, too. Incredible frame data there for Snake.
So I guess the question for me kind of devolves to this, where PS2 looked like it started out as this avalanche of disadvantage for Kiki and Aaron. There was no way they could land. They were getting constantly bullied around the trap network and getting thrown into stray hits like a mortar with dash attack from MPG, or getting back thrown into stuff. What do? Do you condense stage down to something like a Smashville or something else to try and hinder them in any way you can?
I feel like that could be the wave if Aaron kind of keeps on Mithra and kind of tries to like smother them a little bit more on like a smaller stage that could play to their advantage. Kiki with the Diddy Kong as well could easily do that, but again, it's one of those things where you really got to think about it, because they could also benefit from having a little bit more room to work with, but I think that MPG and ApolloKage were just using all of the space they had on PS2 really, really well to set up their sort of minefield.
You hit on a great point there of when you're in stage selection, I think a lot of players tend to look at it in the vein of, what do I get from this stage? And kind of discount either focusing too much on what do I get versus what does my opponent get. It's a cost and balance that you have to dance very carefully. And condensing the stage it is, going to Smashville game 2.
And not only that, Aaron has made the switch to the Rob, which again can kind of help with the sort of smothering in. Also having a reflector now could be huge. We'll see how much he has an opportunity to use it. Of course, it's not a very quick one. It's easily punished, but it could come into play.
You know, it's one point that I think we alluded to in passing, but all of these players are item play specialists in some regard. You have the Metal Blade coming out from MPG, Gyro on the side of Aaron. Yeah, I could go down the list, but right now it's just been kind of a blender trying to push from MPG into Snake, and I think this stage is starting to work against them a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of those matchups, it's kind of the first one I've really seen so far where like it's been more of like a cluster, and rather than like, you know, the two individual 1v1s that you usually see in doubles.
Yeah, you normally will see a lot of people kind of either go into two separate one-on-ones when you have players of this caliber this far in the bracket, or you just kind of see what you alluded to, like with the Ball of Death, but falling down, Kiki loses the first stock, and Aaron trades for MPG.
Yeah, great patience from Aaron to wait to pull the trigger on that up air. Living the up tilt as well will be very helpful for him.
I do like how MPG is kind of playing this very aggressive at the ledge and forcing them to say, okay, roll through me. You have to deal with Kage. And Kage has rage, he has up tilt, and has tons of grenades and other explosives you have to deal with.
Yeah, and that's always such a good thing to be able to do, is have those setups where like you get through one, but the other one's right there. That makes it so much more difficult, especially for a big character like Rob too, just falling into a straight hit at this percent as well. I mean, that's going to be curtains.
And again, we see MPG just walling up at the ledge. And the way they are shuffling between their pressure at the ledge, it feels like it's so hard for them to come back. But now Kage falling out, but trades with Aaron.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of those like multi-kills kind of where two players die at the same time. Not this time round though, as Kiki loses yet another stock and another lead for MPG and Kage, although stock lost again. So
Yeah,
it's quite even.
Evaporated by the raw back there. Right? These stocks are going out of style right now.
Yeah, I feel like this might have been the pick for Aaron and Kiki. If nothing else, they've kept it a lot closer this time around, it feels like.
And I feel like part of it is that they're allowing Kiki to stay back and letting Aaron go in and finally blend the combo and push them into Diddy for the finisher.
Yeah, which is super important too, because I mean, Diddy is like a relatively light character, so you get rid of him quickly like that, and I mean, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with Rob, especially since Rob's a little bit easier to hit, a little bit less evasive.
I think one thing that I haven't thought about in this matchup to me is how Mega Man being so heavy, it's okay if you get hit by some stray hits from Snake, but Kage losing a stock a little bit early compared to what we've been seeing throughout the course of this set.
Yeah, great catch from Aaron with that up air. Like you were saying, with the whole weight thing, I feel like both players on the MPG side of things are pretty willing to kind of let anything fly because they can live so much longer. Whereas if Aaron's hitting Kiki with stray hits, that's going to make it a lot harder for them. Kiki's going to die significantly earlier. With a back air coming out from MPG too, and evening out the stock count here.
Kiki has to be careful. 110. The percent's maybe.
Oh, and that is the opposite of careful from Kiki. SDs and makes Aaron's job significantly harder here.
I mean, the synergy between Kage and MPG.
Oh, that was
Metal
beautiful.
Blade combos.
Absolutely brilliant stuff there. And just a couple hits away, you'd imagine, from taking another game here. It's been really solid from the blue team here.
And MPG still committing to that game plan, staying out front.
Yeah.
Aaron not risking too much to go off stage, so I like the conservative play coming out from Aaron.
Very non-committal from Aaron so far. Kind of a risky landing there. Has to get through the minefield of up smashes and up airs, respectively, from... oh! The snipe of Dreams. And Aaron loses the stock, and it's another game in favor of MPG and Kage.
Look at the birdie. If you're blinking, you'll miss it with the C4. I mean,
No.
good play coming out from Kage and MPG. That game did start off a little bit rockier than typical, but they still found a way to kind of route and come back a little more dominant than before, but totally different ballgame from game one. I think the smart pick was to go back to the Rob.
Yeah, I definitely liked the Rob from Aaron. I think that did wonders for him. It just wasn't quite enough in the end. Obviously, that SD from Kiki, I mean, that changed everything. If he could have kept that stock a little bit longer, maybe taken one off of Kage or MPG, I think they could have done it, but put themselves in a really bad spot in the end there.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger factors as well is we talked about how condensing the stage did make a benefit where Kiki could stay back. You have the Rob going in to try and disrupt that combo. It's not really fun with Mega Man trying to go in the one-on-one situation, so you have Kage coming in to bail out MPG, but part of the issue is you can't lose stocks in the top 16 to unforced errors where you SD, especially on your last stock.
Right, yeah, that's one of those situations where, like, I mean, that makes or breaks your whole bracket, and it's unfortunate, but you gotta avoid it somehow, you know.
And I think we have MPG and Kage staying up here, so you might get your wish with a little more Snake in this
Perfect.
bracket.
Love to see it.
I do wonder, do you think there's any specific stage that benefits this particular pairing that's generally universal for matchups?
Universal, I don't know, but I think I do think they like to have a lot of room to work with, whether it's like a Town or a Kalos, maybe even like a PS2. I think they've been benefiting, especially like as individual players, they've been benefiting a lot from being able to work with a ton of space, retreat as needed, go in as needed, as opposed to like on Smashville where it was a lot closer there. They were getting smothered a little bit more, especially with the character switch from Aaron as well. I think that helped a lot.
Right, and I think the way that Aaron played it was much more conservative instead of just trying to say, I'm going to rush you down, I'm going to zone break, and I'm going to shatter whatever defenses you've set up. But adding the gyro in and having that top play and being able to kind of look around and say, all right, well, now you have another item to worry about. You have banana, you have grenades, you have gears, and you also have the top.
Yeah, I mean, like you said at the very start of that game, every character there had something that they were throwing around, and I think in MPG and Kage's case, I think they had a little bit more, not mastery per se, because I don't want to discredit Aaron and Kiki at all, but I think they had a better grasp on how they were using it specifically in that matchup, and they had more of an opportunity to use it the way that they wanted to.
I think the word you're almost looking there is they had more control
Yes.
of how they want to use the items in neutral.
Exactly.
Where the banana, you have to set it up in a certain fashion. You can't really just blindly pull the banana in neutral.
Right.
You're going to get punished. You can't just blindly pull the gyro in neutral. You're going to get punished. Where the Metal Blade, you can drop it, not necessarily haphazardly, but not as cautiously as someone else. But we got Kels on right now. I don't know who Kels is pairing up with, but I'd expect Sonic in this match for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing too with like the Snake, that grenade's so quick, infamously quick, you know, and that's, as far as item play goes, that's also like a huge tool to have in doubles.
Joker. So how do you think Sonic and Joker pair up specifically against this type of team?
Well, I cannot remember. True Blue and Morpheus, I think, actually was the team that I saw earlier, where it was Sonic Mega Man, and the Sonic was kind of just flying around, being more of like a nuisance, while the Mega Man was kind of going in more and being like the real killer, getting the hard hits in, while Sonic was kind of getting more like chip damage and then retreating. And I think we might see a similar sort of dynamic here, especially with Joker's kill power as well.
Yeah, there always is the man looming over the shoulder, though, with Arsene.
Yeah.
Ever threatening. And like you said, I think as the percents rack up with Echo gaining more percent, or I'm sorry, Soar gaining more percent, you have to constantly worry about where that Arsene gauge is at.
Right. I've seen, I think this is the third Joker that I've seen so far, and Arsene has been super pivotal in one way or another every time. So we'll see how that comes into play throughout this set.
I like seeing how Soar has been kind of just trying to force one-on-one, saying, look, I know two of you can handle me pretty well, but I can at least scrap with Snake or Mega Man. Definitely not both.
Arsene is out here, but Kage's done a really good job of kind of dealing with Soar for now, but Soar does make the landing.
I do like some of the aggression we're seeing from Kels, though.
Yeah.
Like trying to get around some of these minefields that we see with dropping grenades, and how good explosion conversions coming out from Kage.
Yeah, that's the point I was about to make about Kels, though. She's done exactly like that kind of job of just going in, causing a little bit of an annoyance or a distraction, then coming back out and saving herself. But it's a great up tilt from Kage to take that stock. Solid lead right now.
And that's just off of one faulty up B that accidentally clipped Kels. Kage having such good situational awareness in this matchup.
Arsene back online, but Kage in his favorite spot at the ledge. Good recovery, and the stage spike almost taking out MPG there. Oh, and it does in the end.
Yeah, not enough drift to make it back to the stage. That's unfortunate if you are MPG, but Kage doing a good job just stock tanking for this team right now.
Yeah, I mean, Snake always a great option if you're looking for a stock tank. Causing so many problems too. Arsene now off the board and just about whiffing that down air. I thought he might go for a nair there and try and catch the end of that jump there from Soar.
One thing I just kind of been picking up on, it's rare you see these Snakes go off stage and just do that rising dare off stage trying to intercept you going low. Kage has been doing that just to try and deter Kels or Soar from going low and saying, look, I already have caught onto your recovery habits.
Yeah, that's a huge thing too, to immediately like beat that out of someone. It's kind of a big statement too, where you're just like, I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to have to switch it up. And some people, they won't have that in their repertoire. They might panic a little bit.
Yeah, a perfect point there, but
oh, Kels takes out her own teammate.
that's the second team KO that was set.
And STs, I think. Oh, not looking good at the moment for the blue team. Some really solid play right now for MPG and ApolloKage.
Yeah, we
Soar trying to deal with MPG off stage right now.
I was gonna say we saw this exact story in the last set with Kage and MPG. They're doing a great job just holding the lead. That RPG.
I was so ready for it to just
cute.
land. I mean, honestly, a second bit of extra awareness there from Soar. He could have just countered that and taken Snake out of the picture. 200% though on Kage right now. Still on his first stock, just about gets away from that up air, landing right into an F tilt.
Yeah, I mean, can't live forever at that percent.
Right.
But with this type of stock lead and Snake being as heavy as he is, like you said, the Mega Man weight also coming into play here, I do think that this is a perfect situation. Slow play this and just play the game that you have been. Force Soar into the one-on-one and keep him pinned in the corner.
Yeah, if you can take him out before Arsene comes back too, that's huge. But Arsene very, very close at the moment. Great double parry there. And there is the big man. We'll see how much of a difference it makes here, though. It's a huge deficit at the moment.
don't know if you caught that, but that grenade conversion coming out from MPG. Kage cooks it, grenade pops, and he gets a back air off the conversion. Arsene almost gone just as fast as he came into the picture.
Yeah, that's a huge thing to have, that awareness to convert. Oh, wow, I don't know what he just did there, but that was crazy talent from Kage.
Kage C4s himself, gets Kels to go low, and C4s himself back to the stage, and Kels dies for it.
Brilliant bait there, and now they're in a fantastic spot here. Oh, the C4, I think, on Kage now, or MPG, my apologies. Now on Soar, and he rolls into the down smash, but it won't take the kill.
Oh.
Didn't even need the C4 in the end. Great fair there from MPG. And that seals a very convincing game 1 for the red team.
Yeah. I do think it's a little bit funny that the C4 was directly on
Yeah,
Mega Man's
right on his
forehead,
forehead.
where the normal plate would be.
Right. Perfect placement, honestly. Didn't even need it in the end, though. That was such a good bait, though, when he went low with that. That was so smart from Kage, because he knew he was going to live that, too.
I mean, you can't say enough about the situational awareness coming out from that team. So I think we're saying on a Pokemon stage, there's no way you would really want to go to Kalos, right?
Oh, no. I wonder if maybe they want more room for the Sonic to fly around, but I feel like that's such a risk when you know how beneficial that is to your opponents, you know. There's something you talked about earlier where, like, when you're stage selecting, you know, there's, like, a kind of double-edged sword sometimes. Going back to PS2.
And I don't think the stage was necessarily bad for Kels and Soar. It's just you have to find a way to take these stocks off of Kage early, and man, those down airs have been effective.
Yeah, it's such a good tool for Snake. There's a nice little nair there. I haven't seen him like get forced off stage too much either, Kage. Arsene on line and not for long. Brilliant kill there.
Man, losing the stock early, and while he had Arsene as well, so Soar, unfortunately not getting a lot of value out of that Arsene, but halfway there again.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a theme of the set, though. Great down air, but it feels like Soar really hasn't got a ton of mileage. They've been kind of snuffing out that Arsene really quickly.
It has been roughly 50 seconds, and we're already 4 stocks apiece.
Oh, that was a very interesting turn of events there. Been a little bit closer this time around, but a lot of like early deaths, it seems like.
Early deaths, and I think just both teams are playing far more aggressive than they did last game. Okay, whoa, no RPG there, Kage. Let's relax.
Nice little down air to force Kels off stage. Ooh, and a parry as well. That could be huge for Soar, but couldn't quite get a follow-up off that down air.
And now the Arsene gone again, having to find, I guess, what you would call a more traditional kill coming out from the Joker, but 101. Have to fear Kage in the corner.
Yeah, trying to rush in with a little bit of CQC there. But a nice little up tilt from MPG there in the end.
Yeah, in this game, there's not just Street Fighter characters that have the short U as well. You got Mega Man, and that move is brutal if you get hit by it at all sense.
Yeah, Snake's kind of like a off-brand Shoryu with like the big leg, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong at all with that, but...
Oh, I was so ready for Kage to just up air Kels up there, but I don't know how close they were.
I'm really watching MPG and how he's using these up airs to keep sending people so high. I'm expecting them, half a second, to have a C4, and back air takes out Kels. 2 stocks on the team for Soars and Kels.
Kage's stock finally being taken at 198. They both were at very high percent. MPG still is, so it's not out of the question to make this comeback, but a great back air from MPG, but it's a kamikaze in the end. Still another stock to work with, though. That's going to make it super hard for the Supergirl here.
Yeah, I do like how MPG kind of stalled out with Rush off stage and then immediately took out Soar, but it's going to be really hard to break through this ledge
and a
setup.
hard knuckle in the end, taking yet another game for MPG and Kage.
I just have to say right now, MPG definitely has the MVP of this set right now.
Yeah.
With the way he has been able to go off stage, masterfully weave around both the Joker and Sonic, and still clutch stocks.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic. They're both, like we've talked about, pretty heavy characters, relatively speaking. And they've both done a very good job of just living as long as they possibly can. Multiple times we saw Snake floating around that like 200% mark. And that's a huge thing to be able to do in doubles when there's so many stray hits coming around, you know.
Yeah, one of the things you do have to always pay attention to is how much damage you're either tacking onto your partner unnecessarily or something to that effect, where for me, I play Young Link. My static partner plays PT. So anytime I accidentally just chunk Squirtle, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah,
sorry, dude.
right.
And you can't take that into account. But being so heavy on it. Yeah, and with that, folks, before we wrap up here, I've been Dux. This is Skinny.
We got one more set.
We have one more.
One more set.
One more. I'm
Let's
sorry.
Go. Let's go. Let's go.
Got the wrong information.
You're stuck
in
with
my
us
head.
a little longer.
Yeah, you're stuck with us, unfortunately, for a little bit longer. But, hey, we got some more good Smash Ultimate coming here in the last bit of top 8 before we kick over to even matchup gaming.
Yeah, this doubles bracket has been really fun. That makes me so much more excited for singles, too. Just seeing all the talent coming together. I want to see how, like, these players do individually, you know?
Yeah, I think one thing that I want to see is how all this talent that has come in from across the United States, whether it's Tri-State, a lot of Georgia players have come down here with Cola, Fatality, Mugen. Of course, I'm a little bit biased. That is my own home region, but
Yeah.
it's going to be just great to see how this all pans out once tomorrow does kick off. You know, we have a incredibly deep singles event that'll be taking off tomorrow.
Yeah, not only that, but we also got the crew battle tomorrow. It's Tri-State against Florida, Georgia, right? Something like that. And I'm very excited to see that, too. As a Florida boy, you know, I'm obviously going to be behind the southeastern region of things, so I'm excited to see how they do there.
Look, you can't really be too much against Georgia. I mean, we got to try and take down the Tri-State team in the crew battle coming out later. And
Yeah.
I don't who is Florida bringing out for that crew battle?
I actually don't know. I haven't seen the rosters. I know there was a couple. I think the Buzz was meant to be on the Tri-State side of things, but I know he dropped. So I think they had a couple more that were kind of towards the upper, like, sort of echelon of their roster that had to drop, and I think that might kind of affect things. And I feel like Florida, we have so much talent. It's one of the strongest regions, and I'm interested to see, like, especially with kind of the changes to the Tri-State roster, how that all pans out.
Yeah, I know at least for Georgia, there probably is going to be Jazzo. You could maybe expect someone like Griffin or Fatality.
Yeah.
Cola, Mugen. I don't think Sanito came with us this time, but even then, that's still a lot of our top 5 players, and Omega still hasn't even been mentioned yet.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's such a stacked tournament. I keep saying it, but it's insane how many, like, good players we have out here.
Yeah, it's an amazing event being put on here, and plus afterwards, once you're done in bracket, you can just go to the beach.
I know, it's
amazing.
right there. It's so nice. Love me a beachside venue, man. I know CEO Daytona has that too. It's super nice. Always a pleasure to be in, like, such a nice place like this. It's a real privilege, honestly, to be able to come down here, play Smash, commentate Smash, and that. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I guess I have another question is, does Anathema have a villager? Because I've learned some of this Florida lore that apparently that him and Javi are very good friends. So is that just a pocket villager that Anathema has, or is that more just like, I'm going to hand worm and I'm just going to play double villager with Javi?
I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I know, like, obviously Javi's villager is insane. Like, Javi is built different. It's crazy. And Anathema, obviously, incredible Rob. I could not tell you, honestly, if Anathema has, like, a legitimate, like, I will bring it out in bracket villager. But I think when you play with somebody who is kind of like a character specialist like that, you kind of learn the character through them to a degree. So I don't know. I'd assume, like, based off of that Anathema's villager is probably at least a little saucy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when you play with your friends enough in friendlies, you learn a character by osmosis almost.
Yeah.
But Anathema is just something else. That player has come to Georgia and just knocked down the door and been like, time to learn the Rob matchup.
Yeah.
We do not know the Rob matchup.
I watched them play against Wonder Bread and Tachyon earlier, and that was a very entertaining set. They have fantastic synergy, but Wonder Bread and Tachyon also a fantastic team. They're from North Florida, which is, like, my area, so good friends with both of them.
And that's Pikachu, correct?
Yes, Tachyon, Pikachu, Wonder Bread, Roy, Little Mac. Usually plays Roy in doubles, so I don't think I've seen him play Mac yet as far as doubles bracket goes this weekend. But they've been teaming a lot more recently. Wonder Bread obviously used to play with Rio, like, all the time, static partners, but since Rio's retirement, he's been teaming with Tachyon lately, and they've been killing it in North Florida.
Got it. So I think we have Wizzy and Ned behind us starting up.
Yes, and I think we're just waiting on ApolloKage, who's making his way up here. So another snake set. Let's go.
The real question is, do we see Ned? Who is Ned going to be playing? I haven't seen any of their sets today, truthfully, so I don't know if they will be playing Sephiroth, maybe going back to the PT.
Yeah, I feel like maybe specifically for this matchup, you bring out the Sephiroth to try and get like those big hitboxes to kind of interrupt all the shenanigans going around with Mega Man and Snake. But it's hard to say because, I mean, Ned is so skilled in both departments, and it might just come down to what he's feeling.
Again, I don't want to kind of play that devil's advocate, but yes, you do have those longer disjointed hitboxes that you can just stick out a huge 10-foot katana and try and poke through the wall, but you're also made of glass where one wrong hit, you just explode.
Very accurate. I just heard the Sephiroth call, though, so it looks like that's where we're going.
Now, I think there could be some funny interactions with Flood, maybe using the Octo Slash and you flood them into the Octo Slash.
True. Yeah, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if we'll see that come out. We're going to start on PS2 once again, though. We'll get right into it. No button check needed. Clearly not for MPG and ApolloKage. We're running the gauntlet right now on the VGBC stream.
And Ned kind of intentionally cornering himself, trying to get a quick start onto Kage, but paying a little bit of the tax to try and get out of the corner and taking a quick 52 for it.
Yeah, maybe jumping the gun a little bit too excited. Trying to play a little bit more of a patient game, it looks like, after that kind of rough start. Not really interacting all this much.
But it feels like right now Ned has so much trouble trying to react out of shield to the pressure that Kage is able to put onto.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Sephiroth's only really good out of shield option, in my opinion at least, is Nair. And if you're not in a situation where that's like going to hit, you kind of just get stuck in your shield sometimes.
You know, I think another thing that I'm realizing is they're keeping the same gameplay. When I say they, I mean MPG and Kage, of bully one person, but now they're actively looking to pincer Ned, knowing that the one wing is online, and you can't let the Sephiroth stay around that long.
Right. It was something we saw when they were playing Kels and Soar, too. Anytime Arsene came on, they were right on him. Oh, and Ned going deep for a brilliant forward air and scooping up MPG on the way up. Brilliant stuff there from Ned to take the lead for Wizzy and himself.
The only benefit you can come out saying from that, Skinny, is that the wing is gone, but now you have to try and at least equalize the game with both of them at decent high percents.
Yeah, it's the first time we've really seen MPG and Kage like really behind in a set so far. But good stock there coming out of Kage.
Oh, Ned going a little low there, still trying to figure out what's going on there, but I like the scintilla at the ledge.
Kind of put himself in another little corner there. Just about making it back, but now on the other side of the stage.
I do think that Ned is intentionally cornering themselves, trying to basically get some of these quicker options to try and put everything out of disadvantage, but gotta find a way to just break through in some type of capacity.
Yeah, it feels like he's been really wanting to go for those like Octo Slashes to come up from ledge, and eventually that's just one of those things where your opponents kind of catch on, and it might just not be doing the same job for him. Oh, just about whipping that Wizzy, but does get the F smash. Oh, damn. I like that dash attack from Ned. It almost put Kage into like a back air, but Wizzy just about whipping his hit.
And like we said, Kage and MPG rarely finding themselves in a disadvantaged situation, let alone a stock disadvantage this big. But Ned doing such a good job spacing out these back airs to try and find kill options.
Yeah, it looks like the Sephiroth has been working really well so far, but like you said, he is kind of a glass cannon, almost got taken out by a fair there.
We're getting close to that wing. Gotta respect the options coming out from Ned now.
Yeah, great stuff on the other end of the stage, though, from MPG, who is keeping Wizzy off of his ledge. Good save from Ned, and makes it back as well. Excellent teamwork.
And now I see Kage win for another RPG again. I think when you're ahead, the option's fine, but when you're this deep, when you're deep in the hole, you have to go for more conventional and safe options to try and end a stock. Yeah,
it can be really risky. Leave yourself really wide open, too. Another good F throw there from MPG. Just lets Ned get back.
And MPG not playing a little more cautious now, not really trying to push in, but takes the back air for it and is sent to the ledge.
Yeah, tough spot to be in now for the blue side of things. They are both over 100. Ned not quite catching the back throw there. C4 taking Ned's stock. He's on his last. Wizzy's on his last.
And
And that is it. 2 up smashes. Takes the game.
Yeah, we haven't seen MPG and Kage really push to this limit yet. It's really, really impressive to see how surgical Ned and Wizzy were in their execution of neutral. Now, before we were saying you need to cramp Kage and MPG, I almost don't want to open the stage up and give Sephiroth that space to just sit down and rest on his laurels and eventually just try and open me up with falling up airs and nairs and other extension tools like that.
Yeah, Ned was making really good use of the area around him, and I think he was the kind of the all-star of his team there. The Sephiroth really actually worked wonders for him. I think they made it so that MPG and Kage couldn't really play their sort of minefield game that they've been going for the whole time here.
Yeah, the one thing I would say about Ned before I want to hit on Wizzy is his ability to just ledge stab and stay there with the fair, bait out an option, come up, and immediately swat you away was very, very good. But with the way Wizzy was playing and just kind of forcing people into the blender with Ned, that is something that you have to take into a huge account. It's so vitally important for Wizzy to basically keep being like, you can fight me, but I'm going to keep kicking you back into the absolute blender that is Sephiroth.
Yeah, they showed really good synergy. Obviously, Ned and Wizzy know each other really well, and their teamwork was always going to be good. But specifically in this set where MPG and Kage have also been fantastic as teammates, it's huge for Wizzy and Ned to have that mental fortitude together.
But you gotta try and knuckle up right now and close out this game. Ned and Wizzy up 1-0, moving to Kalos and opening it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like we keep saying, it's kind of a double-edged sword here where, like, yeah, Sephiroth is going to have a lot more room, but MPG and Kage really like their space, so we'll see what they can do here with a little bit more of it.
Yeah, I just am also very afraid of, again, the wall clings coming out from Sephiroth, and that's part of why I'm so afraid of Ned, especially on this stage where he can go off stage and harass you.
Yeah, that's going to be actually very interesting to see how much Ned can utilize the walls here, because they were not as present on Stadium. Well, good fair from Kage.
And again, you mentioned this earlier where Ned and Kage and MP3 get in an early hole, and we don't see them taking this much percent in either of the 2 previous sets we commentated.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, I think a really big difference here is MPG and Kage have not been living even close to as long as they had been in the previous 2 sets. Nice back air, though, from MPG, taking out Ned while he had wing. That is huge for them.
Yeah, doing a good job and just staying composed. And I think now they're trying to bait Wizzy into coming in, using him as live bait so they can get to Ned and start racking on that damage as fast as they can.
Yeah. The fact that MPG is at 140 right now is actually, like, genuinely huge. Like I said, like, they need to be living as long as they did in that last set. He's doing a good job of just kind of keeping his stock, holding on as long as he can.
Grape shield grab coming out from MPG to send Wizzy off, but finally loses that stock.
Yeah, Ned just catching him out with a down smash. Wing is back.
And this is where MPG has to try and either secure the stock on Wizzy or knock the wing out of Sephiroth.
Oh, a slow shield there for Wizzy. They couldn't quite get that break.
Not enough just yet. MPG resets the ledge, and a good hard knuckle.
Yeah, that'll do it. Important stock there for MPG to take.
I do like how MPG is actually using the crash bomber to try and deter Ned from going down and sticking to the wall like we mentioned earlier, but you can't be getting comboed by these stray aerials from the Mario and Sephiroth team.
Yeah, Wizzy is utilizing Mario really well to just kind of snuff out the options that MPG and Kage are going through. I mean, something I mentioned earlier with Sephiroth and his big hitboxes, but kind of didn't really mention how Mario just being so quick and dynamic makes it really tough for the blue side as well.
And now ApolloKage trying to find some way to just set up neutral and get any of these kills. I mean, and these high percentages, oh, you cannot hold the shield that long.
That should be a stock from Ned, and it is. Well done. Loses wing for it, but that is fantastic offstage play there.
But again, we had ApolloKage living to extremely high percents, runs up, immediately cleans up the stock.
Yeah, I thought they might have lost the opportunity after that up tilt didn't land from MPG. But still took care of business. Ooh, 2 hard knuckles, but Ned's still making it back.
And a good recovery from MPG as well, trying to get back to stage using the air dodge in a little bit of a creative way there.
Yeah, not as much to pick between the two of them this time around. It's significantly closer. Stage seems to be working fairly well for the blue team. Next kill's going to be really important, whether it's Wizzy or MPG here. Could be anybody, really.
Here we go. Ed and Wizzy just trying to close out these stocks. You have to take away MPG's stock at 140. And ooh,
that's huge. Wizzy takes the stock off of MPG. It's the last stock for blue team. And last stock for red as well, and Ned at a very high percent.
yeah, this is where you have to jailbreak and give Ned time to get off the ledge. He does have the wing, which is a little bit of an advantage coming out from the side of the red team.
Yeah, that could be all the difference in the end. Wizzy just trying to get as much chip damage as he can at the moment on the lower percent characters.
Wizzy trying to just force everyone to the back air wall that's coming out from Sephiroth.
Really patient right now from Wizzy. He's not overcommitting to anything. That fair could be dangerous. Back air as well, getting Kage into disadvantage. Ooh.
The stage control from Ned is so intimidating, where he's just happy to sit in the middle and not commit to anything. Now Kage using the Nikita to pretty good effect.
Yeah, it's interesting. While they're kind of focusing on MPG here, it's easy for Kage to just kind of sit back and do his own thing. A little bit unchallenged. Oh, that was a very important clank there. Anybody could have been dead.
And unfortunately, it was MPG who finally lost the stock. 150 on the side of Ned and 90 for Wizzy, but it closed out from Dark Wizzy.
Yeah.
That up smash has been taking so many stocks.
Yeah, it wasn't out of the question for Kage, but unfortunately overcommitted just a little bit with that up tilt, and Wizzy always going to be ready with that up smash punish.
I mean, that was the saving grace move throughout the entire course of this set. How many stocks was Wizzy able to take away just from waiting for an option to come hit the shield and then immediately rip the up smash and take the stock away?
Yeah, it was really good stuff from both of them, I think. Ned really utilized the just sheer intimidation of Sephiroth and his huge hitboxes, especially through that last bit of that second game there. I mean, like you mentioned, he was just constantly throwing out that back air and just chilling out wherever he wanted. Wizzy was kind of running around a little bit more, but it was also very like calculated and kind of controlled from Wizzy, where he never really overcommitted to anything, which is huge in that situation.
Yeah, and one of the things that I did like that the team of Ned and Wizzy were able to do is they were able to disrupt the plan of having MPG go forward and eventually kick you back into the wall that ApolloKage had set up using the grenades, the C4, and other various explosives, and then trying to get a combination of Alpha at the end, whether it's a back air to close out or something else.
Yeah, that was really well played from both sides. I mean, we saw MPG and Kage run the gauntlet here, play some really good stuff, but in the end, Wizzy and Ned just a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, I mean, no shame in losing to those players. Very, very talented